How's it going, guys? Welcome to this video. This right here is a really interesting look of a young man's journey dealing with his hair loss and eventually overcoming it. There's 3 parts in this video: an initial conversation about his balding, you're going to see him shave it off, and you're going to see how it all played out after doing so. If you do like it, don't forget to give the video a nice cheeky thumbs up. It still feels amazing to be able to share these stories and help the guys out there. For all the people who are braving the shave, all the people who are rocking the bald heads, I absolutely salute you. Enjoy.
I first saw your videos like 1 year ago, I guess.
Yeah.
And that was also like the moment when I really was like, man, I'm going bald and I know it, and people can start noticing it.
Yeah.
The first time I actually like saw it, that I was going bald, was like when I was 17. I was studying, I guess, just like above my books, and I was like just going through my hair and it was falling out like on the book. And this is not normal, but I didn't really think it was balding. It was just like maybe I was too stressed or something and it would be all right. But then when I was like 19, I was going to uni and kept happening. And I met actually a friend of mine who I haven't seen for like 3 years at that moment. And he was like, "What happened to your hairline, man? It's going so, man, so
Really?
like back, you know?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Man, you're the first one telling me." And then, yeah, from there on, there were more and more people who told me. But you can see, I'm still having hair, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, I have nothing to worry about at that point. It's like
Yeah.
people notice that my hairline is receding, but that's not a big problem. I don't know if you can see it from
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
but it's like I have some pictures, and I actually started taking pictures from myself
Yeah.
a while ago. And there you can definitely see like the transition between now and like 2 years ago. I started going to the barbers and they were like, yeah, they didn't say it, but you felt that they were like keeping the sides short, and like the top was like, okay, we will try to figure it out. But when I was going to the barbers, it was always like a struggle for me.
Right.
The moment I started noticing that it was like going back, I didn't like it. So I always like asked the barber, can you just keep the sides short so it's less noticeable? It's in the family, but it's not on my dad's side.
Right.
So my mom comes from a pretty big family, and most of my uncles, if not all, I'm not sure, are actually bald, or they still have some hair, like the horseshoe,
Balding, yeah.
but they're really balding. And also, like a lot of my nephews are already balding. First 3 years of my balding progress, I will say, it wasn't really that much on my mind. I only noticed it when I was going into the shower and I saw the hair, or I was studying, which I was quite doing a lot at that time. So I noticed it, but it was not affecting my social life in any kind of way. I wasn't going out and think, oh no, I have to take care of my hair first. That was not the case.
Good, yeah.
And then when 1 year ago, I guess, I actually started telling my mom and dad about it.
Right.
And then I know we were in like a restaurant with the whole family. We were talking about it, and my father was like, he was really quiet, and my mom was like, "Oh man, I really feel bad for you, and I want to help you. Maybe you can have some like I can make you an appointment with a dermatologist."
Yeah.
So I actually did that. And she's obviously said, you can take minoxidil.
Yeah.
And I tried that for 1 year. That was
Okay.
like last year. But I didn't have the feeling that it was like helping me in any kind of way. It was obviously slowing the process down for a bit, but it was a real struggle to do it every day for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, like, my hair was not the same as it is
Greasy?
like right now. Yeah, kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, people say it's
Exactly.
like a bit like oily, greasy when you use it and things like that, right?
And
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
So after 1 year, I was like, I'm going to stop it. Because also when we were in the restaurant talking about it for the first time, my dad told me just like, if that's what nature is deciding you to give you, then you should just embrace it and go with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, you have all your hair. You don't have to speak to me like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, after that 1 year, I was, yes, maybe right. I should do it. I'm definitely in a different kind of lifestyle right now because I live in Sweden. and I'm actually from Belgium originally. So I met a lot of new people, and I took that as an advantage to like ask them about me going bald. Did you see it before I told you? And a lot of them honestly said yes, and I noticed it, but I didn't really care. And then I was like, man, if they noticed it but they don't care, why don't I just shave it off, you know?
Yeah.
Because that there is no difference. My mom would like remind me I told her that if I was going through my hair, don't do that because you don't have a lot. That's what she said. And
Oh, really?
like, yeah, I was like, come on. But yeah, I went with it, and I tried not to do it actually, to hold on to it as
Like go
long as
like this and
possible.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I would always do this, or like if I'm in the car and I'm on my phone, I would be like in my hair with my other hand,
Right.
just like constantly, and then yeah.
And
And
so,
she noticed, and she tried to help me by saying that. And it
yeah.
helped me, but in a different way, because actually it made me come closer to this point where I want to say shave it off. So yeah,
Yeah.
since I'm in Sweden for 3 weeks, I really see the going bald and the really shaving it off thing as like a start. One of the students here in Sweden, when I just arrived here, I saw one of the guys, and I was like, I didn't really feel a connection with him, but I wanted to talk to him about the balding, and I didn't really want to at that time because it's like a sensitive subject, of course. This week I had the courage to do it, and he was very like he knew that I had the same problem, and we could talk about it like me and you are talking right now, and that really gave me like the strength to do it actually.
Oh, good.
I asked him questions like, do you feel like you have less chances in life than a guy with hair and things like that? And he was like, man, that's total BS. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You just have to like build a man, and it's not because of the hair. You just have to improve yourself the most you can, and just live with it, embrace it.
Okay. Once once I go in there, I can't go back, and it's so, I know, but it's so hard to like actually do it. If I look at myself, I'm like, you're not gonna do that, man. You're not going to. But I am. Just do it. I'm gonna start with the sides. It's fully charged. Oh, my heart is beating. Like, very hard. It's still a 3, by the way. Okay, let's do this. So far, so good. Okay, and now the top part. This is the hardest. Okay. So far, I really like it, but that's probably, it's gonna be different when this is gone as well. Oh man, I have so much hair on the sides. Okay. Okay, is it gonna be 6 on this? This is really like the moment of truth, you know? Okay. This is... This is the hardest part. Oh my god. What was that? As you can see, this is very thin on top. I can't believe this. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. Really? I heard like so many people saying this, but I never believed it. And now, well, it's not finished yet, but I like the look. I really do. I can't believe it. Can't wait to see the reaction of my mom and my brother. Not bad. I might go even further. Now it's also 3 on top. Can't believe it. I can't believe it. Definitely different. I'm glad I did it. I really am.
It's been a while since we spoke last, right?
Yeah, really. It was like March, I guess, starting of March, so 2
Yeah.
months from now.
Yeah. And you know, it's obviously been a big sort of journey for you. Started with our initial conversation, which was really interesting. And I know, you know, at that time you said like, I don't know if I'm ready to go for it now, whatever. And then, you know, obviously the advice I put out there is there to help people kind of deal with it in whatever way they kind of desire, you know, choose to do so. And I think from the first conversation, it sounds like just having that conversation, knowing that, you know, shaving it off is a genuine option for you anytime, really sort of helped you, just knowing that you have that option to shave it off. Sometimes that's enough. And, you know, that's enough to just kind of, okay, let's chill out. It's not this end of the world situation like I feel like it is. You know, let's just relax a minute. And then also you've got the gradual approach, right? Which is kind of what you did, which is the video you sent me, you know, where it's like, okay, go short on the sides, we'll go shorter on top, we'll see how it looks. And, you know, that's how I did it. And then you kind of do that and you kind of see yourself and you think, oh, it actually looks good. Like, and it's not this crazy, again, it's not this crazy thing. And you get more comfortable with that and it just kind of snowballs. So go for it, man. I mean, how did this, from our initial conversation to that space where you were at with it then, you know, how has it sort of got to, how have we got here today?
Well, first of all, after that initial conversation, I was pretty serious about it. I was going to do it, but then I spoke to several friends again, and they were like, it's your choice. You have to do whatever you feel like. And I started looking at my head, and I give it another week to be totally sure. And then I was honestly not that satisfied with going for it, so I just left it like what it was. And that went on for like a month or two, until I came back to Belgium. I was in quarantine right then, still actually. And I was talking to my mom one day. I saw one of your videos in the morning. I remember that. And I talked to my mom about my balding again. And for the first time, she was very open to let me shave it off. She was okay with it. And I was like, okay, this actually gives me some positive energy to maybe go on and do it.
Yeah.
Then I talked to my brother, and he was like, I don't want a bald brother.
Really?
I don't know why he said that, but it totally changed my energy. And I went back to my room and I was thinking, am I going to really let his opinion affect my future and my time right now? And that was actually the trigger to actually do it, to
Right.
actually
Okay.
go on and yeah. Then I went downstairs, I picked up my clippers, and I just went for it. And when I woke up that day, I even didn't think about, well, today is the day. I didn't realize, but I just went for it, and it couldn't have even. I mean, it was so freeing to do it, to see that in the mirror that I was actually taking care of it, to have the balls I was going through with it. Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah.
So what happened is, like, after our first conversation, then obviously, like you said, you say, no, I still think I still want to do it, because obviously, you know, we heard in the first part about how, you know, it was something that you worried about quite a lot. You know, are people noticing, all of that stuff that we talk about all the time? And then after that initial conversation, like you said, those fears, did they kind of die down a bit?
There are a lot of cases on your channel who are suffering from balding way more than I am suffering from it. So I
Yeah.
was being grateful for what I still had
Yeah.
at that time. But
Yeah.
still, it gave me some kind of issues in my head. I was thinking about it. And coming back to Belgium, it actually started to be worse again. Like the
Right.
things in my head going on about the balding, because I had a lot of time to think about it. In quarantine, it's like, and
Yeah.
then I saw a lot of people just buzzing their head, not even going through balding, but because of the quarantine, I guess. So it was definitely like a push on my back to just go on and do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, now I'm shaving it every single week, and
Yeah.
I love it. So,
Brilliant, brilliant. So no, it's interesting, and I said to you in that first message, you know, when you you got back in after our first Skype call, you got back in touch like a few weeks later, maybe even 3 weeks or something, I'm not sure, you know, and you said like, hey, you know, I don't think I'm going to go through with it anymore, like I'm just going to keep this. And I said to you, that's great. You know, I was like, dude, if you're happy with it,
Yeah.
then that's absolutely brilliant, because that's the goal here. You want to be comfortable, you know, you want to be comfortable in yourself. I said, listen, if just, you know, we had that conversation and that made you feel, you know, just like I said, more relaxed about it, and okay, I've actually got quite a lot of hair left, let's just, you know, keep going for a bit longer, see how I feel, then that is brilliant. You know, that is, I've done, you know, I feel like I've done something successful, you helped out in a way, you know, if I can, if you come on, you kind of worrying about it, we have a chat, and or you know, and then you think, okay, hang on, okay, let's just take a minute, it's not that bad, let's just keep going. And then, yeah, like you said, you know, went on a bit longer, those kind of fears and things kind of crept back in, did they? Kind of just worrying about it and things like that falling out. Yeah. And then the push with the quarantine, thinking about it a lot. And I really like that, the catalyst, right? That thing that makes you do it. Your brother saying to you, like, I don't want a bald brother. And that's good, because it makes you think, am I gonna continue to live like my life based on what other people think, or based on my fear of how other people look at me, or fear, you know,
exactly.
or
That
think
was
of
the
me.
reason. Also because at that time I was growing kind of a beard, facial hair, I would say, because it's not that full. And I was thinking before I was going to record everything, should I shave it or not? Because it's not the best beard that's out there in the world. But again, I was thinking about what my brother said and how I reacted to that. And then I just left it there to see that as kind of like something bigger than just shaving my head would be letting the beard stand there and just be cool with it, you know?
Yeah.
And also my brother said to me after I did it, like 1 week after, he realized that I actually felt way happier, and he saw that in me, and he said to me that, okay, I was wrong, I like it. So
Good,
yeah.
good. I like that. No, and it's interesting you say about the facial hair, the beard, because it's like when you take this action like you did, and we've spoken about it a lot recently on the channel, when you shave it off, it's almost like you're rebelling against that thing that's all that stuff that's holding you back, which is fear of what other people think, you know. And I think you just care when you do it, when you shave it off, you care a lot less about what other people are going to think of you or say of you. And I think that is one of the biggest things that feels so good about it, you know. Like you said, you feel free. It's a very like free feeling. You're not being held back at all by fear of like other people's opinions, you know?
You just get a lot more confidence, I guess, also
Yeah,
because of thinking that I can do whatever I want. That just gives me a lot of confidence. I don't know. Also,
brilliant.
if I'm going for a run now, before I was always running with my cap on because I didn't want people to see my hair when it was all wet. Um, Now I can just take it off, leave it on, and it's always the same. It feels so freeing. Like I
Yeah.
really love it.
Yeah, it's just yeah. I mean, let's talk about that a bit more recently. So you the first time you did it, you like you said, you went with like the what I call the gradual approach, you know, and
Yeah.
this is a great thing. And that's what I did, you know, where you go really short on the sides, a little bit longer on top. So from that, talk to me about that. You went with that, and you can see in the video initially, you think like, wow, like you hadn't even finished, and you were already starting to see like it actually looks really good.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking. Man, the moment I did it and I took it off, I knew that I was not going back or letting it grow out again. I just was going to rock the ball look, and I
Brilliant.
really like it. It's
Brilliant.
still like 3 millimeters long
Yeah,
right now, and I
which is good.
didn't.
I think that's a good because you've still got, you know, it was you're mainly obviously it's thin here, but you were mainly going here, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's a great option. You know, I've done those types of video comparison videos before,
Mhm.
but I think you know most people they do. Everyone really starts with the buzz cut, you know, with the grade
Yeah.
one or the zero. It's a great place to start with it because you don't necessarily need to, you know, razor everything off while you've still got, you know, some sort of hair going on up
Yeah.
the top here. And it also leaves, you know, for the future, it doesn't have to be this boring chore all the time. You know, you've got different razors, different products. You can
Yeah.
still, there's still different styles to do with it, you know. So it's a great thing, a great option to
Mhm.
have that. How, when you went from the, like, you know, the shorter on sides, a bit longer on top, how long was it between there and just like when you said you just took it all off like once a week, 3 millimeters? How long before you did the initial cut did you say like, oh, I'm just gonna buzz it all off?
Um, Actually, in the video, I started doing the sides, and then 5 millimeter on top, three on the sides, and then later on in that same video, I actually just did it all
Ah,
three.
okay, right, yeah,
So
yeah,
it
yeah,
was in the same video already, and then I just went on with it like
yeah.
every single week. So
Ah, brilliant. Okay, yeah, yeah, good. So no, but okay, so the gradual approach lasted even shorter time for
yeah,
you.
I
Yeah,
saw I saw it happening, and I was like, okay, I'm fine, and
yeah.
then I just went for it.
Yeah, no, it looks great, man. It looks great, and I'm really happy for you. You know how everyone's turned up. You said you know you love it, and it's good as well because I said to you before, you know, take your time with it, and I think that's something we can learn from you know your kind of journey with it as well. Is you know there will be that you will kind of know when it's right. You know,
Yeah,
so if you think about it, if you had after our first conversation, maybe if you'd have just shaved it off then, it wouldn't have been the right time for you, you know, and you
yeah,
might have still been thinking like, oh, I don't know if I've done the right thing. But now, you know, with what happened and you gave it a bit longer, you gave it, you know, more of a chance. Okay, then you started to kind of doubt it again. Comments from family and your brother and things, you
mhm,
know, and they were like, okay, now this is the
yeah,
right time. And you've, you know, can fully commit and get all the benefits from it. So I think that's something to learn from there as well. You know, it's, and I say you'll know when you know. I often say that to people in the
mhm,
messages and that. I say you'll know when it's the right time,
yeah.
and it sounds like that's how it happened for you, right?
Yeah, well, it was a short period when I was actually realizing that it was the time, a couple of hours, I guess. And the day before, I was not even thinking about it. But all the right factors were just in place, you know. My mother was okay with it, then my brother was actually not okay with it, but then being the catalyst of the whole process, it was amazing.
Good.
Um, yeah, I think that the right environment and the right timing is something that makes you do it.
Yeah.
That's that's what it is. And I was not ready when I was back in Sweden because different factors, I guess. I didn't have someone very close to me who gave me that push in my back to say like I'm fine with it, just go with it, do whatever you want. I didn't have that in Sweden. And then I came back to Belgium and the quarantine as well. So yeah, those were
Yeah.
two things that were, and then the video as well.
in the morning that I saw from you.
Yeah.
That was another thing. Yeah.
Good.
Those three things were perfect.
Good. The stars aligned and you went for it. And so you mentioned there about reaction, you know, your brother could see a change in you, you know, he see you are much more comfortable, more happy sort of in yourself. Yeah. What about reactions from any other people, like other family members and friends? How have those been?
I've reached out to some of my friends to just ask them how they were in this whole quarantine thing. And then I took advantage of that situation to actually ask them or tell them actually that I shaved my head and that I had a new look. And then they said like, oh, show me a picture. And I did. And I think 99% of the people that I told about it were very positive about it.
Yeah.
They liked it. And the 1% that were not initially like, wow about it, I told them that what the situation actually was, because most of them were not that close to me.
Yeah.
So I didn't tell them before that I was actually going through the balding. They thought it was because of the quarantine and they liked me with the hair I had. But after telling them what I was going through, they were like, okay, you did it and you had the balls to do it actually. So that's amazing. I like it.
Good.
So yeah, that were the reactions, I guess. Yeah.
Brilliant. And so after, you know, being on the other side of this journey now, and like you said, this is, you know, once a week, you shave it off, you committed to it. Would you have any sort of advice for other people that were kind of in your situation, some things that helped you?
One of the main things that helped me was obviously watching your videos, getting used to the fact that I was going to be bald one day. Talking to other people who were already bald helped me a lot. And I think my advice would be just feel for yourself, really feel what you want. And if you're sure that you want something, just go for it. Like, regardless of what other people think, because this is one of my best examples in my whole life that showed me to myself that I should just do what I want because it feels amazing.
Brilliant.
And yeah, so the moment that you think too much about the balding, ask yourself the question, do I really want to go on with this, or do I want to be in charge of myself? And if that's the case, just go with it. Like that's all I can say, I guess.
I swear I like your style, put you in Chanel cause it's just perfect for your smile. Girl, I swear for you I run the world, I'd run the miles. The way you look at me, I think I'm going insane. It's crazy how we started out to